Hey y'all, welcome back to the cheat code. Okay, so there's quite a few readings that I have to catch up on, and I have been guided to start with Calvin Klein. I had some channel messages that I got, and bear in mind that a lot of these reading requests from my spirit guides are very old. When I say very old, excuse me, because their time is not our time. There's a lot of messages that they had to give or that they wanted me to give or convey. Sorry if I look like I'm leaning a little bit. My stand is now even messed up. It's a whole other story, but we can get into that when we talk about more about the attacks. So anyways, um, yeah. So basically what happened was that there's a lot of readings that I needed to do, and just due to the spiritual attacks, due to the ascension symptoms, due to all the mess that's going on and personal things that I have to tend to as well, and also living life hopefully at some point, um yeah, I just got behind, and a lot of things that they wanted me to speak about have come to pass already. Some of them I wanted to do some updated videos, but I haven't even gotten around to that, so hopefully I do. I think that they're very big on wanting to, I guess, prove maybe some accuracy to the readings as well. So that might be something to do with it. For example, Tota from the Clover Boys, as he's associated with Kai Cenat. Part of the message, if you want to go back and check out the channel messages, and then also the reading that I did on Clover Boys and AMP, one of the readings about him was saying that he might be having some challenges with a relationship, a love relationship, and that also he was kind of indecisive, or something was coming to an end. Not indecisive, I don't know where that word came from, but that something was coming to an end in his career or something surrounding his life. It wasn't really like a death or anything like that, but yeah, not too long after that, well, actually, maybe about a month. Has it been a month? I think it's been something close to a month after that. I think it was Rakai. I was watching his live on YouTube, and he had made a statement, and I had to go and like research it to see how accurate it was. And it was talking about the fact that I guess someone connected to Tota had said that he wanted to basically just go back home, go back to Brazil, and just live a normal life because of some challenges that he had been having that I kind of witnessed. One of them was, I think they did some kind of fantasy football or something like that that they were doing as like some kind of flag football. It was called Fantastic Football, something like that. And it's the one where recently I think he met I Show Speed. So during that I guess event, he had a conversation with India Love, and she was asking him, do you have a girlfriend? And he was like, yes and no. And basically the conversation was just to the effect that he was saying that it's difficult when you stream and you have a girlfriend, because if you do collaborations with other women, then the woman that you're with will get jealous, and that, you know, it kind of works a little bit differently for women, that when women stream with men, they don't kind of get the same, I wouldn't say backlash, but they kind of don't get attacked from their boyfriend. And I use the word attacked, not literally attacked, but they don't kind of get the same, like, ooh, maybe they're dating, or, you know, I mean, it happens, but the point is that he was posting a lot about a girl that he was with, and he did admittedly have a girlfriend, and then there was some controversy surrounding that about her age. And I did a reading about, not a reading, but some talking points about that, where, you know, different countries have different rules. So for example, in Canada, the age of consent is 16 years old, I believe. Still, it's 16. So in the US, and I know various parts, I think it's still 18, or I think some states are like 17 and stuff. So in the US, for example, if you're in a state where it's 18 as the age of consent, and you want to come to Canada, and there's a 16-year-old that you're interested in, you're not going to get in trouble for it. So, you know, go figure. I just don't like the way that the world works in that way, or the government works in that way, but, you know, who's going to change it? I have no idea. So I'm getting very far off topic. Let me try to get back on topic. So that was one of the things that I was going to post about Rakai reading the message that Tota was basically kind of just pulling away from streaming, but I think he has gone live recently. So I really don't know what the stream is going to be about. I'll probably go check it out and see if he's still into it, if he's back in Brazil, what's going on. There's also one about Ray, and there was an update that I was going to post about that because shortly after my delay in doing his reading, it was also talking about some travel and potential business opportunities outside of the country. And he recently did a video talking about the fact that his visa is expiring and the challenges that he was having with that. So that sort of came out in the, not sort of, but it came out in the reading that I did as well. So there's a lot of things that kind of have been coming out, but I've been late in delivering the messages. So I'm very, very late with a lot of these. I actually started making this list early March, but I actually was getting the request to make these readings like way before this. So probably back in February, some of them even January. And then even since then, others have popped up and I haven't written them down. I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't really know how the spirit world operates, if they understand that, you know, I have to eat, I have to sleep. I'm getting attacked. Can I get a break? So, okay, how many minutes are we in? 6 minutes. Let's get to this. So we're going to start with, now they want me to do the mental health in the music industry. So go figure. Let me just take a moment to just center myself. Let me actually just pause it so I don't have to cut it out later. And pardon me if you hear any noise in the background, any knocking and banging and all kinds of stuff. There's been a lot of spiritual activity and going on around me. And try as I may, try as I might, until I figure out exactly what they are or why they are demanding my attention all day, every day, whether I'm at home or not. Yeah. I apologize in advance if it gets a little distracting or if I get a little distracted by all the noise. This is a massive deck. Okay, so we're starting with mental health in the music industry. There was a focus on Jojo Siwa and now they're saying Jessica Simpson, but it was originally Britney Spears. So I don't know if they want to change it or if timelines have changed it, or if there's any shifts or anything like that. They've also been wanting me to do a lot of reactions to things, and it's just like, I can't keep up. I am just one person. All right. Okay, so where do we begin? So mental health in the music industry. So they're saying Britney Spears, and they're having me stare at another deck. Although I just grabbed this one, I had to go fetch it. Yeah, I think they want to really use this one because it's very, I'm gonna say artistic. Hope I have enough space. I gotta figure out my spacing situation. When it comes to all these decks, it's like I feel like I need like a whole, I don't know, like a lunchroom table or something to like spread all these cards out. So I'm going to be using the True Crime Oracle deck, which I will show you just a brief moment. Let me just shuffle. And of course, you have the trusty, just regular tarot decks for clarification. And sorry about all the noise here. Okay, so let's see what we're dealing with. All right, so we are doing, again, mental health in the music industry. So there's been some discussion about a lot of people in the music industry and mental health and how it has affected their mental health. Everyone from, who am I thinking back to? I think B2K. There's actually a list that I was compiling of that I was going to refer to as, do I still have it available to me? I don't want to get too far off topic. Yeah, I was going to call it I was going to call it the Lost Boys readings. Basically, it was going to consist of B2K, Usher, Justin Bieber, B5, and 112. And then there was some more to add to the list. But because they have Some of them have outwardly expressed, or it has been made public that they have struggled with their mental health and how it relates to their experience in the music industry. So let's just see whatever information they want to provide. This just was basically yanked out of my hand. So we have tunnel here. So any other messages? We have couple. It's a little glossy. This is both. We have debt. What are they giving me, like, again, like the Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner vibes? We have inside. Maybe because I've done a couple of readings on them already. We have burial, or burial, however you want to pronounce it. Any other messages? Was this one here? We have life insurance. That one can get tricky because already something's popping into my mind. We have marriage and wedding. Any others? We have accident. Let me try and make some more room here. Any other messages? We have family. I was picking up with life insurance, the situation with Biggie. I don't know if I'm gonna be misspeaking in this case, but I think that there's something to do with life insurance, or either people taking out life insurance on people in the music industry. There's something, I don't remember. Yeah. Anything else? I feel like it's no. Yes? No. Okay. So let's see if there's anything to clarify. They want me to do the Life Happens Oracle. Let's see what we have here first. We have tunnel, couple, debt, inside, burial, life insurance, marriage, accident, and family. So again, we're talking about mental health and the music industry. They really want me to go after this Life Happens Oracle deck. Sometimes I think some of these spirits are like fighting, and they're using me as their their tool to fight, because it's like if I'm the one that's delivering the messages, and you know, one wants to say something about one person or about a particular aspect of the industry, and the other one wants to say something, it's kind of like they're fighting through me, and I have to be like, okay, calm down, one at a time, please. Okay, so what do we have here? Again, 2 cards came out. This has been coming out a lot lately. We have anger management. We have say less. Each time I've used this deck, these have come out. We have overthinking. And we have, that's it. This one to flip over, move on. So move on. Is there anything else? My tongue is burning like crazy right now. Okay. So let's see. I didn't even show the cards. I'm sorry. I normally do that, but like I said, I'm really trying to catch up, so I apologize if I'm not getting into the fine details that I normally do. So now we have anger management, say less, overthinking, and move on. What do you want me to get from this to my spirit guides? Again, also let me include a little bit of a disclaimer. I have to remember to say this at the beginning of all of my readings. I put my disclaimer in the description for all of my readings. And I also have to add it to the About Me section if I haven't already. Yeah, so just before I begin, again, for entertainment purposes only. And this is based on the current energy and whatever my spirit guides, whatever I'm channeling personally with my own spiritual gifts and my intuition. So I'll just have to remember to say a legend for entertainment purposes only until these things come to light, or they are revealed, and then there's the proof that comes later. And again, there's also things like timelines and stuff that can switch. So I could have been channeling messages at a time when it could have been relevant, and then another decision was made and something shifted. So it gets a little tricky sometimes. It feels like they want me to do like all oracle cards, which is making it a little bit challenging for me. Um, Something in regards to an accident is what they want me to look at, and also something in regards to moving on. So they're having me look at move on, accident, and family. I really think I need some tarot to kind of figure this out. And my whatever guides are connecting to me or whatever spirits are connected to me right now are mighty silent. They're usually very chatty. They're being mighty silent. This deck is the Magical Tarot deck. The other one I was using was, did I mention it? The Life Happens Oracle deck. I just didn't show it, I think. Okay. So any other messages to help me understand what you would like to say about this? So we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so this could get a little bit strange, but one of the messages that I'm kind of picking up here is basically paying for something with people. That this is something that is, yeah, let me say it this way. It's something that's an inside job. It's something that's not widely known. It does involve life insurance. I don't know where I'm getting this from. I know that I've heard something about this before, about people taking life insurance out on their artists and things like that. Allegedly. I mean, I don't necessarily have to say allegedly because I'm not referring to anybody in particular at this point, but I was just getting a very, not clear message, but some connect the dots kind of thing. So with the debt and this is not the tunnel. Like, I have the tunnel card out, but I'm getting like, they look kind of similar. I'm getting like kind of tunnel vibes, underground. Yeah. And where the bodies are buried. Oh gosh, is this like an Epstein thing or what is this? Okay, so there's something about paying for people with blood. Okay, so let's just say, for example, someone, if you are able to take out life insurance on someone, a life insurance policy, a policy of protection. If you're able to take out a policy on someone, whether it be like a literal life insurance policy, as it might be like in the fine print of a contract, let's say, for example, or, oh, okay, that they're guaranteed something if they die. And that some people die in debt. Now they're showing me prints or giving me the idea of prints and the purple. That some people, okay, some people, let me see if I can remember this. Some people pass away in debt because of the choice that they made to, when they're signing a contract with, yeah, I guess with the marriage, I'm getting like a contract. And sometimes people marry for the purpose. Yeah, they're giving me the idea of like Mariah Carey. I did a reading, like I was mentioning, I think I mentioned Mariah Carey and Tommy Mottola. Because there was something I mentioned in another reading that I did, or I think it might have been channeled messages, forgive me, where recently I saw a little interview of the Brat talking about an interaction she had with Mariah Carey, where she was at her home. This is when she was married to Tommy Mottola, and that she's basically saying, talk low because basically the walls can hear you. Like he had microphones or um, recorders or something like that in the home, like in the walls. Um, so it might have something to do as well, like not just contract, but in terms of like marriage, that might be sort of an insurance policy on them, or it might allow them to have an insurance policy on the person that they're with, whether it be through marriage or through like some sort of contractual agreement. Yeah, so basically kind of insinuating that when something happens that's like an accident, they benefit from it, and that sometimes some things are not an accident. We'll say allegedly. And they're talking about this situation with Takeoff, but I don't think that had to do with the contract, but it could have been in a roundabout way. Um, I know I had my personal like intuitive feelings about that situation as well. There's something in relation to family. Yeah, they could not want family to get involved, or family could be arguing over money when it comes to maybe an artist being in the industry and having, oh, I have a couple here as well. Um, when it comes to an entertainer being in the industry, I think it goes beyond just being an entertainer, but even at different levels, because as we saw with the documentary on Diddy, that there were people who worked that not as artists but as management and different positions that were being taken advantage of as well, or that were involved in other things that maybe they probably should not have been involved in. Um, where was I going with that? I'm all over the place because now I'm getting these messages and everything's kind of just getting mixed up here. They're referencing the tunnels. So something about something being, there's some kind of way that things are passed around that people don't see. And it could also be literally referencing the tunnels that people have suggested that are connecting people's homes, or how they travel, how they move people around. That there might be, with the credit card, there might be a way that something cannot be traced because it's electronic. So there's almost like there's no paper trail per se. The judgment card at the bottom, they want me to look at, I'm not sure. I'm kind of just getting rebirth, but there's something else to it besides just like getting rebirth and getting like judgment on the people that have done these sorts of things. Um, there's something else, but it's escaping me. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it, or what I'm like sensing. I think also in a way that's like people are taking justice into their own hands, and they're trying to like reference this flag here. I don't know what country that is because obviously the colors aren't there, but I saw something like that recently, and I know I had the country mistaken for which one that was. So I'll have to figure out which countries have this flag um, design, and figure out the colors, and perhaps maybe that might be relevant. They're saying something about Germany. I'm getting the Queen of Swords now. Yeah, now they're referencing say less. Move on. So you're asking me to move on from this topic, or is there anything else to clarify? Yeah, this is coming out again. The Queen of Wands. Over say less and overthinking. And then over, like in between, burial and life insurance. Yeah, so it could be something that you might not it might not be a good idea to talk about, or something like that. Maybe there's, I don't know why I'm getting justice from this with the Temperance card. I think because it represents Archangel Gabriel, and there's Temperance is talking about balance, so there could be some balance. I'm getting a little pushy energy on me right now. Okay, is there anything else? Any other messages? Let me go to that deck. All right. Okay, so this is the Grunge Tarot deck. So it has a lot of imagery about like music. Okay, so what messages? So where are we getting to the mental health part of this? Or maybe it just kind of, we're just going with this. We'll see if I circle back around to this, because today's been a very strange day. We have the World. This is a very interesting depiction of the world. It's a baby with the umbilical cord still attached. Yeah, I'm hearing selling their soul, but I also have my opinion about selling your soul. I don't think that that's actually possible. The Ace of Wands. I'm saying leave it all on the dance floor. I'm hearing also selling your firstborn. This is sounding like the conspiracy theory type of Two of Wands. Sounding like the conspiracy theory type of energy that people usually talk about. Either something like you would sell your firstborn, or committing your firstborn, or dedicating your firstborn, or something like that. It could be literal in terms of how I'm getting the message, or it could be, it's like a sacrifice. So again, it could be literal or it could be figurative. Yeah, they're saying how like for fame, like people like what they're willing to do for fame. And also I'm getting again the debt, like to get out of debt. Committing their firstborn. So you know like how some people, like their parents will put them into like different industries. I guess since we're speaking about the music industry, like some parents will manage their child, even though they might not be familiar with the music industry, but they might feel like I'm the best person to do this for my child. Yeah, so sometimes as they're bringing me back to the inside, like when I was saying inside job, sometimes it could be that the parents are actually making these deals on behalf of the child, either before they're born or just when they're too young to be able to, yeah, because this is saying 21. So before they're like too old to, not too old, before they're old enough to make the decisions and like sign things for themselves, they're making decisions on their behalf that can create these sorts of problems. And now they're making me think of Britney Spears. So I don't know if her parents, I don't really know the details of her story, if her parents maybe made commitments that she was not old enough to agree to, and they might have done it on her behalf. Because I don't really know how it works. Like if you're underage and you're signing to a record label, if your parents have to sign, or again, they're talking about like guardianship. There's a 5 of Cups. Sorry, it's a little glossy. You're hearing not my fault. I'm also focusing on the fact that like the majority of the spotlight here is covering, okay, so like this is like, what is that game? Beer pong? Where it's kind of like the light is more focusing on, to me here, the cups that have been emptied. So I think drunk driving. Oh, there's an accident card as well. But the cups that have been emptied and the focus on that. There's something I was getting prior to trying to figure out how to word this. There's so much like is that a transmutation? Is that a word, transmutation? I don't know, when you get the message and then it comes in here and you have to figure out how to, say it outwards, how to verbalize it. Having the Fool here. Yeah, they're saying risky business. Yeah, because this person, if you look, like, if you see where the ladder is, they're not really paying attention to the ladder. They're trying to reach for the balloon. And obviously this is going to result in an accident. So it's taking a very big leap. You want me to go to the tea leaves now? We might have to circle back around to this because I'm telling you, today was a very wild day. So although this is relating, I guess when I go back through this, I'll probably see what the message is. But I feel like maybe more in a more direct sense, I might get more information after the fact. I'm getting younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. That looks like a woman to me, but you know, far be it from me to say. Let's see if there's anything else here. There's this one. Dogs, getting together with friends. I'm having me pay attention to the accident again. Pin, new job, career. Oh. Boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Yeah, so that's next to family and accident too. What is that? Feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Is that the right way? Oh wait, I think I was turning it upside down. Any other? So you have marriage again. Ear. Good news. Are we still on the same topic? Or is this something else? There's two types of messages. Or it can go in either direction. Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So I guess that was also related to the Two of Swords. And what is this? Sun, happiness and well-being. So I guess what I'm getting from this is that it can go either way. You can have like the negative side that people experience, and some people don't go through any of this stuff at all. When it comes to the music industry, I was hoping for more messages about the actual mental health part. But like I said, I think I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. It's getting kind of long as well. We have wall, misunderstanding. I want me to go to the older man, dealings or relationship with an older man. And scissors, disappointment in some affair. I can't even see it from here. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Just not sure where this is going now. My tongue is burning. Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the opposite, someone of the same sex. Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Any other messages? Lion, time to act. They're saying that there could be some personal messages for people tuning in. What is this? The wheel. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. And basket, recognition, reward for merit. Weeping Willie, Weeping Willow, family sorrow. Oh, strong emotion, passionate love or hate, fire. Okay, well, they want me to go back to Oh my gosh. I feel like, just feel like someone like literally took a knife and just like stabbed it right in the back of my neck, like sharp. So another two, Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups. I'm not even really getting clarification with this. Oh, they said it was like, might be personal messages as well, intertwined here. Because they're saying that this has like a double meaning, and that also it can go both ways with the industry, and that also there might be messages for people that might be tuning in, I guess because I'm too late with these messages. And by the way, I did a message, hello from the other side, which is some messages for those who have departed loved ones or people that you're not in contact with. Anything else? Five of Wands. Could be financial dispute for something that happened in the past, or someone could be paying it forward, or something. Will there be justice? Why are they having me do this? The Moon. Something's gonna come to light that's been hidden. Now they keep making me focus on, even though I'm not seeing it, that particular card, the one that says say less, like it's focusing on someone being really angry and shouting and fighting. And then I have the eight, I guess cut it on the Eight of Wands. So there's some fast movement or some message that's coming in. And having me look at family. Something in regards to a couple as well. There's something about the debt. What does it say? I don't know what language that is. Is it Spanish? I'm not sure. I think it might be Spanish. Okay. And yeah, I was thinking of something the other day. Sometimes they give me messages and now they like show me a tarot card in my mind to go along with it. And I'm looking at the bottom of the deck, and this was popping out for somebody the other day. What is this? The Six of Pentacles. I just got lost. It disappeared in my own head. And the was it 4 or 5? 4 of Pentacles. 4, oh, 6, 4. Yeah, there's someone that's being greedy and something's coming back. Okay, so let's stop here because this got very like all mixed up and tangled and stuff like that. There's a little bit more prep that I needed to do prior to doing this reading. So like I said, we'll be back with a part 2 for this. And hopefully we'll focus a little bit more on the individuals that they wanted to, or maybe the timelines have shifted and that's not necessary to talk about anymore. So yeah, this was a little bit long. So until next time, thank you for tuning into the cheat code. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Maybe some of these messages might have been for you or you can relate to them. Turn on your notifications, turn them on to all so that you don't miss when I post. And yeah, I have a lot of catching up to do. Like I said, a lot of readings to come, and yes or no questions, one card pull questions, some information in terms of how I'm going to be managing that as well, just so you're aware. I'm going to be going live for it, and I'm going to be, it's going to be through subscribers only. So subscribe to the channel so that when I go live, you can post your question and I can answer your question for you. Is there anything else? Yeah, just stay tuned for more. I have a lot to catch up on, like I said, and thank you for tuning in. And yeah, until next time, it's the cheat code.